Well, hi guys. Sorry, you just caught me refilling my flour bowl. This is what I keep up here. And this is what I keep in storage. But since I have this up here, I just thought I'd be making some Runzas. And you were asking yourself, what the heck is a Runza? Well, if you're not from the Midwest, I can see you asking that. Anyways, a Runza is a take from an old German and Russian bread meal called the Bierak. I believe that's how you call it, Bierak. I'm sorry if I butchered it. I really, really am. But it's basically a homemade Hot Pocket. Alright folks, let's go through our list of ingredients. We are going to need 4.5 cups of flour. Now I already put 2 in here, so I'll remember I only need 2.5 cups. I'll put that in there so I remember that. I only need 2.5 cups to go. What I'm going to do is slowly add in the flour later. Then we have a 1/4 cup of sugar that I'm putting in there. We need 2, let's see, forgot my teaspoons. Here we go. I need 2 teaspoons of yeast. We'll go 1, 2. So a lot of people say I should be like weighing out my ingredients because something's packed farther down than others. You know what, folks? I'm not a professional, but I do kind of just like winging it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, okay? So do what you want, all right? Okay, then it's 1 teaspoon of salt. Now I usually use sea salt, people use kosher salt, whatever floats your boat. And then, in here, now I'm supposed to use 3/4 cup of whole milk and 1/2 cup of water. Well, you know what? We don't drink whole milk here, so I didn't want to add water to it and all that stuff, so I just went with 1 1/4 cups of skim milk. All right? Let me first off starting my yeast and my sugar and salt and everything together, so that way it's mixed up a little bit. Okay, now, and then we also need 2 eggs, and I'm gonna whisk that into my milk. Oh, you guys are probably like, oh, what are you doing with those eggshells? Well, we have a container over here for them. We crush them up and then we put them into our soil for the garden or the compost or whatever we need to do. We heard that they're really, really good for tomatoes, so that's why we're saving them. All right, there's that. Okay, now after that, we need 1 full stick of unsalted butter. The reason why we use unsalted butter is because we already put salt in the flour mix. So, you know, we don't want to make it too salty. All right, anyways, I'm going to stick that stick of butter in there. And my wife made this, what is it called? Spurtle. It's a spurtle. It's an Irish or Scottish thing. I forgot. If you know, let me know in the comments below. But anyways, that's what she made. And hey folks, stick around for the very end of the video to see what Brenda did from that mail call that we got. I'll link that mail call right there. Okay? Cabot Bluegill, I didn't know if I could give him a full shout out, but that's who sent us some wood for Brenda to carve. And folks, she's done some magic. All right? So come back and wait until the very end and I'll show you guys what all she's done. Anyways, I don't have a butter cutter that cuts into the flour, but this thing that she made me works just fantastic. So I want to cut that all in there first. Now some people cut it in last. I like to cut it in first, then I know how chunky, I know where the big chunks of butter are. So That's why I do that. Because if you put the liquids in now, you don't know if it's a chunk of butter or if it's just a chunk of dough with the liquid. Okay? So, by the way, guys, I'll link, if you guys like this or if you're interested, I will link the recipe in the description box below. And if you guys like baking or whatever, I'll put the video to the artisan bread that I made right there. Okay? Oh yeah, by the way, my friend James over at Harshman Hills, hey, I'll link Cabot Bluegill and Harshman Hills channel description links in the description box. But he asked me, how do we store the bread that we make? Well, you know what? Normally we used to put them in plastic bags, but we found these silicone reusable bags, less waste. So I don't know how you pronounce this one. It's Joie from Walmart. That's all. I'm not sponsored by them, but we have really enjoyed them because, like I said, they're reusable. We're not buying plastic bags all the time just to store like a partial loaf of bread in. So there you go, James. That's your answer. Okay, anyways, let's finish this up. I don't want my butter to get too, what do you call it, melty? I guess, I don't know, too soft. All right, anyways, now I'm going to bring you guys in closer so you guys can see the consistency as we work this, okay? Anyways, I believe my butter is pretty well mixed in. I don't see any big clumps, which is fantastic, but except for what's on the spoon, I guess. All right, so now we're gonna just mix this in, and you guys are gonna see it's gonna be very watery, right? Because we actually do still have 2.5 cups of flour to add in yet, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted this butter and the whole mixture to really get in there and get all mixed up first. Get all that in there. I don't have a stand mixer, which I've been wanting one so bad, but you know what? It's not a need, it's just a want. So, all right. So now I'm gonna slowly add in my second 2 cups and a half. The half I will leave out for now because I'm gonna end up mixing it in as I knead this dough. There is gonna be some kneading going on. So, all right, folks. Folks, I've kneaded it for a long time, and the way you know that it's ready is this. So that it bounced back. So if I push it, it bounces back, okay? So now all I'm going to do is bring that bowl. As you guys may have seen us shuffling around, my lovely wife came in and wash the bowl out for me. Anyways, folks, so what we're going to do is we're going to put that in there. I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to spray the top a little there so that when I go to work it out, it doesn't stick to the side of the bowls and stuff like that. I'm not going to drench it, but I do want to make sure it doesn't stick to the side of the bowl. And this lovely bowl that my wife got me has its own lid, guys. Isn't she wonderful? All right, we're going to let this rise for about almost 2 hours. And while that is rising, we're going to make the filling. All right, folks, while that bread is proofing, I'm going to make the filling. The filling is basically ground beef and onions and sliced cabbage. Now, I am not going to do the traditional sliced cabbage. I'm going to link right there the video of me making my homemade fermented sauerkraut. That's what I'm going to use instead of plain cabbage. Now, don't get me wrong. The plain cabbage is very yummy in a runza, but I just wanted to kick it up a notch, and we're going to use sauerkraut. Now, Brenda does not like sauerkraut in most of her stuff. She likes it on the side or something like that. She doesn't like it cooked in. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to make her own separate runzas. Her own separate runzas. And with hers, she's going to have cheese. I think she's going to try maybe a Munster, maybe a cheddar, and maybe even a Havarti or something like that in hers. I don't know exactly what cheeses she wants to try in hers, but we'll accommodate her, okay? Now, the main spices in our runza is just black pepper and seasoned salt. Now, I don't have any seasoned salt, so I make my own. So I'm going to tell you guys, this is just a reuse container, okay? Because what I have here is a 1/4 cup of sea salt. Then I have, look at how beautiful that is. Isn't that beautiful? All right, so I have 4 teaspoons of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and only a 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. That's what I'm going to make my seasoned salt out of, okay? Now, let's hope I can get this in there. Maybe I better do it the other way, just slowly scoop it in there. Because, you know, spices are expensive, and the reason why I make my own is because I like it better, for one, and it is cheaper, a hair, and I know exactly what goes in it. Even though they say what's in theirs, I don't believe them all the time. Anyways, am I even in shot? I am, but my back is to you. Sorry about that. And there we go. All right, so I just put it in here. Isn't that kind of pretty? Look at that. Anyways, shake it up, and there's my seasoned salt. All right. Okay, I'm going to bring you guys closer, and you're going to see how we make this. All right, folks, I'm going to turn on my stove. I am going to put some olive oil in there. That's just for the oil, for the onions. And you know, for some reason, I cannot find any good sized onions. So I'm going to use 2 small onions. And then what we're going to do is use at least 1 teaspoon of black pepper, more than what was in my seasoned salt. And we're going to use 3 teaspoons of my salt mixture that I made. Alright guys, so as my onions are starting to get a little bit caramelized there, I'm going to go ahead and throw in my ground beef. Now, you know, ground beef is expensive, so I just have the 80/20. And yeah, we're going to use 2 pounds. And then we'll split it in half before we put the sauerkraut in. So that way Brenda can have hers without the sauerkraut. All right, folks, so now it's time to really season the meat before it gets going too much. There's my teaspoon of black pepper. And my 4 teaspoons of season. I think I'll start with 2 teaspoons first, yeah. And then we can taste it later. That's my seasoned salt there. All right, let's get it all going. And I'll come back and show you guys here in a minute. All right, folks, so I have already shut off the heat to that. And as you guys can see, there's a lot of liquid in there. So what I'm just going to do is pour it in here, in my strainer. I love this strainer and bowl combination. So I just put that in there and let all that grease and excess liquid, look at that, just drain out. Once the dough is done, and this is cool, we are going to come back, put it together, and then bake it. All right? Well, folks, it's been an hour and a half, and it has doubled in size. So now all I'm going to do is, look at that, punch down the dough and work it down. Well, I think I'll put it on my bread mat and I'll work it down. All right? So, just a little bit, that's all. Not a whole bunch, just a little bit. All right, so now we're going to make 12. So I do have the scale out, and we are at, wow, isn't that great? 1270, somewhere around there. So they need to be about 100 grams each. So just because we need 12 of them. That's a bit much. That's still a bit much. We'll go with 110 each. That's good. 1. So mine has the sauerkraut. And Brenda's, we did not have sliced cheese, but we have some sharp cheddar and some Colby cheddar in there, or something like that. Okay? So I'm going to come right back. I'm going to zoom you guys in to watch how we guys. So we want to, as best as we can, roll it into a rectangle. And this dough is so nice and easy to work with. I love it. So far, so good. It's somewhat good. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it, honey. I'm going to put this over here. Well, I'm going to show Brenda how to roll hers, do her part first. Okay. It's good enough. It wants to shrink back, so you're going to take about a half cup, honey. Somewhere around there. It doesn't have to be a full half cup. And you're just going to put some on here. Okay, then you're going to take this. I have it backwards to you guys, but you're going to take this, go over. You see that, honey? And then this little part just over it. See that? Then you're going to take your edges and just go over and over. And voila! You got it? if you want to, you can egg wash these so that they're nice golden brown. I honestly don't care how they look. I just want to see how they taste. So anyways, we're going to let this just kind of rest like this. We're preheating the oven at 350 degrees, folks. You're going to put it in the oven at 350 for, what did we say, about 10 to 12 minutes, honey? Yeah, I guess maybe I should have basted it, but gosh, they still look beautiful without it.
They smell good.
The bread rose real nicely. Now, we're not the best at wrapping these, but it doesn't matter how they look, honestly, folks. Just as long as they puff up golden brown. We're going to come back, we're going to let them cool, and we're going to come back, and we're going to let Brenda taste her very first Runza. Well, folks, thanks for sticking around so far. And if you guys remember at the beginning of the video, I told you guys to stick around because I wanted to show you guys what Brenda has done with that wood from Cabot Bluegill. So, what wood did you use, honey, first off?
Oh, the butternut.
The butternut. And she really, really likes it.
Yeah.
So, first one, check this out, guys. This is one piece of wood. This is not two. This is one that she carved.
Like, I think they call it like the ring and the dumbbell or something.
Yeah, the dumbbell ring or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Then, here's another one. This is one piece of wood also, you guys. Look. 2 of hearts. They beat as one. Please don't demonetize me because I can't sing.
Yeah,
look at that. Look at that.
Also the butternut. So.
Oh, that's a beautiful job. Cabot Bluegill, thank you so much for that gift.
Yes.
She has been loving it since. Now, guys, it's time to taste test hers with cheese. You guys see that? Oh my gosh. Look at that. Here you go, babe.
All right.
And then mine with the sauerkraut. Look at that. Oh man, look at that. All right, ready, honey?
Mm-hmm.
That bread is so soft.
Mm-hmm.
The meat, the sauerkraut. It just all comes together, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think, honey?
Very good.
There you guys have it. Folks, I will link Harshman Hill's and Cabot Bluegill's channel links in the description box. I want you guys to go check them out. Tell them, hey, okay, sent ya. Folks, this is something from the Midwest that I have absolutely enjoyed. This is your first time eating it. And she's from the Midwest.
Never knew anything about it.
But anyways, folks, if you guys like these type of videos, how about you guys give me a thumbs up? If you're new to the channel, how about you give me a subscribe? I have new videos out twice a week. Sometimes they're on Tuesday or Wednesday. Sometimes they're on Friday or Saturday. But I'm trying to keep a better schedule Tuesday and Saturdays. But anyways, folks, thanks for watching. Thanks for all your support. And we'll see you on the next one. Until next time,
may all your adventures be A-OK.